in on time. Ooh, I think I might have just slipped in on time. Hi, guys. Hi, friends. So nice to see you guys. I'm sorry I missed the class last week. Life is busy for us. We are driving all over the state looking at houses. Hi, Sam. So happy to see you. Yay! Hey, you guys, let's start off with a little bit of the crystal harp before we do anything, okay? Calling in my guides, my angels and ancestors of the love and light, calling in my guides, asking for a divine connection to the God source energy, asking for that connection to be extended out to everybody that comes to join us today. Only beings of love and light and high vibrational frequency are welcome this moment, pretty much always. So I've been working, we are divinely safe and protected within the God source energy, so be it, and so it is. So I've been working on trying to learn this crystal harp, you guys. I kind of just go with the flow energetically when I'm playing it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it's meant to be. But I have my giant crystal bowl here today, which is also a 432 hertz. It's on the lower scale, but it's still 432 hertz. And then I've got this beauty right here. I'm so sorry about the noises, the traffic noises. It is dang hot today here. Literally high 90s. We're suffocating. I have to have my window open. I do have a little fan blowing on me. I hope that's not too noisy, and my AC is going out in the living room. So I'll just apologize ahead of time for any kind of interference or noise, but I gotta have it, you guys. I gotta have it. Anyways, here's our beautiful baby. You guys, it's working. It's absolutely working. So every day I have a routine. I get up every single day. I do a chakra, my chakra energy centers. I balance them. It takes me about 5 minutes because I've got it down pat to go through all of my energy centers, make sure they're clear before I start this. But let me tell you, I'm doing it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night before I go to bed. I'm resetting my nervous system in doing this. I'm also using my tuning forks, which I'll show you guys those too. I wanted to show those. So I'm doing my crystal bowl with that octave, and then I'm doing my crystal harp, and for a more like direct vibration where I'm actually touching the vibration to my body, I'm using the tuning forks. And let me tell you something. Now, this is the first MS relapse I've been in since 2020. Actually, 2021. I was in a MS relapse all through 2019, 2020, and 2021 is when I started to come out of it. And that's when I came off all of the medications and stuff that were killing me. And I stayed in remission until now. I tried really hard not to go into a relapse when my son transitioned, but it happened. It's okay. I'm approaching it differently this time rather than being on a bunch of pills and medications. I'm using sound frequency, and I don't even feel like I'm in a relapse anymore. I have all the energy levels, the clear thinking. Everyone who's come into contact with me says, you don't seem like you're in a relapse. I'm maintaining energy levels. What I'm doing is resetting my nervous system every single day and making my body inconducive for MS. It can't exist because my nervous system, MS is a disease of the nervous system. So it's working. It's definitely working, you guys. Sam says a doctor is seen for a bone scan. Said he used to do high sound frequency treatment for hip pain. Absolutely. Do not let anyone tell you that it doesn't work. I am living proof. It works. It works. No pills, no side effects. And this thing is such a high vibration that anything negative or low vibrational, which living in an apartment building, that everybody's ghosts, everybody's demons, everybody's darkness comes at me. It's always been that way living in an apartment. I'm like a beacon. They're like moths to my light. And I haven't felt any of that since I've been doing this. It's like, they don't like this. They do not like this. And they scram. So that's just an added bonus I wasn't expecting. But anyways, let's play the crystal harp just a little bit, you guys. It's so beautiful. All right, are we ready? So that's a base frequency. And what you do is you close your eyes. As I hit the keys, try to close your eyes and focus on where you feel it in your body. So focus on where it's coming through in your body. Focus on what is brought to your attention. So you might like see a body part, you might feel a body part, you might become aware of a sensation that's not of the norm. That's an energetic alignment. All right, so that should have brought us into an energetic alignment. So you guys we're kind of on the same, now that you guys have received the frequency, we're on the same frequency. Okay, so here's how we do it. Start with envisioning your crown or your root chakra. So we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. So start by envisioning your root chakra. Close your eyes, envision that the root chakra is right here. Okay, so it would be your legs underneath of your lady parts down, lower back down, kidneys, the appendix, reproductive parts, those are all connected to your root chakra. And if there's any issues in there, if there's any energetic blockages, any energetic cords to like past issues, past traumas, they're going to sit in that energy center. They cause like little interruptions in the flow. Sometimes they're bigger than others, or complete blockages in the flow. That's when you'll find yourself feeling completely disconnected from yourself. When you have a chakra blockage, whichever chakra it is, you'll feel disconnected from that part of yourself when there's some kind of a blockage in there. So let's work our way up through the chakras. It doesn't take long, and I'm going to redirect your energy to each energy center one at a time. We're going to start with the base chakra. This is the root chakra. Envision that chakra, envision it as a small ball of light, and then as the note tapers down, envision that ball of light expanding out and filling that whole space. And you're going to do that per chakra as we work our way up. Okay, starting with base chakra, root chakra. Moving up to the sacral chakra. Now I've combined those two together. Moving up to the solar plexus. I feel someone has something going on there. I can feel it connected to you guys, that there's someone's struggling with the solar plexus. This is gut instincts. It could be physically, it could be your stomach, your intestines, filtration systems. Someone needs to work on that. Okay, we're going to go up to the heart chakra. Throat chakra. Third eye chakra. Picture that third eye chakra expanding out and filling your whole forehead. And then the crown chakra. You might feel a tingling on the top of your head. Okay, now we're going to clear that whole thing out. We're going to connect each chakra one at a time. Try to envision, say, a ball of light just moving its way up through your chakras as I do this. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom first. And we're going to complete the circuit by going back down. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my chakra centers, my energy centers are completely open at this point. So there we go. There's that one. Okay. I got to be very careful with this, with my baby. All right. The next thing, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the crystal singing bowl in real quick, and then I'm going to do this again afterwards. Okay. Tell me where you feel this one. The pitch will change in this bowl. Top of your legs. Oh, root chakra. Yes, root chakra. Absolutely. So when you put water into this bowl, you can change the pitch of it, but that one's really powerful. And we'll come back and revisit that after we talk about our tarot class. Oh my goodness, you guys, I hope you loved that. We'll come back and do it again. It's working. It is working. It's nothing like my last relapse. I haven't had any more seizures. I'm keeping my energy levels up all day long. Last time it was like I was in bed most of the time or laying on the couch. I was behind in everything. I wasn't getting anything accomplished. I just don't have that luxury right now. Like, we are trying to find a home. We've toured multiple homes. Some of them have been good on paper and good, would work with the budget, and the lender gave the okay, and then I go there and I feel the energy and I'm like, oh, hell no. So that's happened a couple of times where I had to walk away just because the energy in the area was not good. There's factors I'm now considering when we're shopping for a home that I didn't really take into account before. So this is what I do every day. First I do my energy alignment and my frequency alignment, and then I do my affirmations. I do my intentions and my affirmations. The new one that I really focus on every day is this. I say, I am so happy and grateful that Dean and I have found a place where we are happy, safe, and comfortable. It's already happened because time doesn't exist. Everything's happening at once. As we are incarnated as a human being, we feel like we're on a time frame because that's how it has to be in human existence. We run off of cycles on time frames because our bodies are not forever. So we are on a time frame. As soon as we incarnate, we're on a time frame. Doesn't mean that we end when that time frame ends. It just means that the body ends. And so it's all happening at the same time. We've already found our house. We're already there. We're already happy, safe, and comfortable. And when I say comfortable, I mean physically comfortable, energetically comfortable, financially comfortable. It has to be close to my doctors, close to my physical therapy, close to my kids. Comfortable is kind of a broad term. So all that entails, I say every day, I'm so happy and grateful that Dean and I have found our place where we are happy, safe, and comfortable and can live out the rest of our lives in peace, harmony, and love. It's already happened. We've got the pre-approval. We've got the money covered. We've got the family help that's going to help us with the moving. Unfortunately, we didn't find a place in time and we did have to re-sign our lease. But because we have such an amazing track record with the managers here, 5 years, we've never paid our rent late. During COVID, when nobody else was paying rent, because in this country, they put a halt on having to pay rent for a chunk of time during COVID. And a lot of people lost their jobs, were housebound, were unable to go to work. And so because of that, they kind of put a pause on rent, and people could not be evicted if they couldn't pay their rent. People were just out and out not paying their rent for months and months at a time. I don't know personally anyone who did that, so I don't know if they had to pay it back in the long run, or like they're paying part paying it off partly as part of their other rent. I don't know if it was just forgiven completely. I don't see how that could be. But Dean and I paid our rent every month. Although nobody else was, we did. We felt that it was the right thing to do. And we weren't going to take advantage of the situation like a lot of other people did. Oh, I loved it when you said you felt someone struggling. I wasn't sure where the chakra was. Yes, I do feel a struggle. While I was doing that, I could feel that energetic tug. It feels kind of like, it just feels like an energetic tug. And then I get to see, it was a solar plexus. This is your stomach area. This is intestines, reproductive, filtration systems in a physical way. In an energetic way, the solar plexus is your stomach, your gut instincts, listening to your intuition, because your intuition shows up in your gut as well. There's a nerve at the bottom of our stomach, right in the solar plexus, where the solar plexus begins, the vagus nerve system right there. That's actually very connected to our third eye, to our intuition. That's why they say you feel something in your gut, you feel off in your gut. That's why, because there is a huge connection between the third eye chakra and that vagus nerve down there at the bottom of the solar plexus. It could also be because we have our womb in the solar plexus. It could be mother things. It could be parental things attached to your kids. It could be, I'm kind of sensing like a change of life type thing happening. So I'm like, as a woman, when you go into the change, so your hormones become different and we go into the change, right? It kind of feels connected to that in a way, like someone's hormones. I'm pretty sure it's you, Sam. Your hormones are a little out of whack. Your body's trying to enter a new phase, it's going to change your hormones up all the way a lot. I don't know if you're going through that, if you're taking some kind of like hormone therapy, or if you've looked into some kind of hormone therapy. It feels like there's hormones that are no longer being produced to the right amount. So it is causing a change. So the solar plexus would definitely reflect that, where the womb is no longer acting, because our organs are alive, right? And each one of them has an awareness of what their purpose is. Sam says, I have the contraception injection. It may be time to have that removed. I don't know if that's actually physically in that area. It could be causing problems. It could be no longer working for you. It feels like an ending and a beginning, a new phase is beginning, having to do with that. It does. It feels like a hormonal shift. Women can be premenopausal for years before the body actually does the change. It feels like that. It feels like the beginning stages of that. Going out of the reproductive era, out of the era where you're going to be using your womb to create life. It's a portal. So you're using it as a portal. It's basically being closed up for that purpose. And so it's entering a new energetic phase. I hope I said that right. Okay. So that's what it's feeling like. You may not need that contraception thing anymore. Or maybe it could be causing a hormone dysfunction or disalignment. Maybe something like that. Definitely, I need to get with you, Sam, privately, because I owe you a sound healing session. You had asked me for one. So now that I've kind of become familiar with that crystal harp and I've seen actual results within myself, I would love to do that for you, Sam. You deserve it. Yes, yes. Okay, my friends, let me pull up my notes. We're starting the Minor Arcana. We finished the Major Arcana. I'm so excited. Yes, Sam, you need one. You definitely need one. More than one. We may need to do like a series for you. And that's okay. We can do that. It feels so good. It's so high vibrational. It just pulls your vibration up. I had a kind of a rough day in the middle of the week where it wasn't physically rough, it was emotionally rough. This happens to me every once in a while. Something will trigger almost like that's okay. I know it's late. I'm sure that they have to work tomorrow. So I understand. Thank you. Tell her I said I love her too. I've been working on her order that she made from me. She wanted me to make her some very specific things. And I've been working on it, but I've been so busy that I've got like 12 balls in the air right now, but I am working on it. If you do come back and watch this, Lisa, I'm about halfway done with the multiple things you ordered. So, and they're turning out great. So, and thank you for your patience. Lots going on right now. But sometimes I feel like that one session is not, well, absolutely. I feel like one session is not enough with the Harp. It's definitely something that needs to be like it's a cyclical thing. It's fully integrated into my routine. Even if I have the neurologist tells me that I'm in remission, that I'm no longer in a symptomatic phase, I'm still going to do it every day because it's making it to where MS cannot exist in my body. MS is a nervous system disease. This thing recalibrates my nervous system. It brings it into alignment. Everything seems like it's working. I am in a much better mood. Like my thoughts are coming quicker to me. I don't feel like I'm in such like a fog. It's Lisa's birthday in a few days. Oh, yay! Oh, maybe I'll have to come on and do a live and just do like a sound session for her birthday. That would be fun. That would be fun. I wonder if she'd be, I'll have to text her and see if she's interested in that. Yay, it's her birthday. Anyways, when you recalibrate your nervous system once or twice a day and put things back into alignment, it is impossible for MS to exist in my body. And guys, it's working. It is so working. And I know that when you believe in something and you truly believe in something, and that you don't just say, oh, I believe that, but you fully embody and believe in something, it will work for you. And then put some healing frequencies in that. And yeah, oh my gosh, it is. I've had a couple of big disappointments when we went and looked at houses that were just absolutely perfect and I would have loved them. And I start like visioning my furniture in them and kind of jumping the gun, so to speak. I did that before in 2021 when we were looking for a house and we couldn't find one because of COVID. I got my hopes up so many times and then whatnot didn't happen, didn't work. I actually tried to force it, you guys. We found a place. It would have put us at the very top of our budget. But we could do it. We could swing it. I found a place. We drew up the contract. We had all the inspections done. We were literally right there. But I lived through my intuition and I started to get bad feelings about this place. I started to feel like it wasn't right for us. It was out of alignment. And we had literally like 2 days to back out. And we did. So we would already be in a home. We would already be in a home if we would have went with that. I found out later why. My guides told me no on that. Even though it kept me in a place that it wasn't comfortable and put me back to the drawing board, I did get really upset a few times when these things didn't pan out. But with that one, the property that this house was on was a leased property. So the house itself sat on this property. It was a double-wide manufactured home, brand spanking new off the press. Everything in it was gorgeous. It looked like a custom-built home, but it was a manufactured home. But it was in a place where it was sitting on leased land. They would not sell the land to us. And they were charging $1,200. When we very first applied for the place, it was like $800, $850, I think it was $850 or $895 for the lease part of it. By the time we went through all the inspections, did all the paperwork, had the contracts written up, we got approved for the park setting, the community, because it was a 55 plus community. We got approved for the community, meaning our credit was okay. We didn't have any legal issues or like criminal history or anything like that. So it was a big process getting in there. It went up to $1,200. And there's no legislation in the state of Washington. I don't know if there is in the other states, but there's no legislation or cap on what they can charge for those places. And what's happening is people are buying their homes in these places, and then they are jacking up the price of the leased land to where they can't afford both the home loan and the leased land. And they're basically abandoning ship because it costs about $20,000 to move one of those, and you have to have a piece of land to put it on. So they're robbing these old individuals who are on a fixed income. They're stealing their homes. And that's what's happening, and it's going rampant around here, which I had no clue of. We almost bought a place in. And I believe and trust in my intuition, and I was told do not. And so even though it was sad for me and I cried really hard, I had to listen to my intuition and back out at the last second. So everything happens for a reason. But back then, when I was doing all that and kept getting disappointed over and over, it was devastating. I'd get my hopes up, then I would be crushed. Then I would get my hopes up, then I would be crushed. I felt like it was never going to happen. I was speaking that out. Oh, it's just never going to happen. I know better than that. That was because I was in a relapse. I'm in a relapse right now, but none of that is happening. So yeah, I felt disappointment a few times, but not to an extent where it literally affected me energetically. It's like, okay, that's God telling me there's something there we can't see. It's not for us. I trust and believe, and thank you. Thank you for that, because I know the God, my guides, the angels, they want the highest good for us. And so, yeah, I feel like the frequency healing is facilitating an energetic, safe place for me while we're going through this whole thing. It's amazing. And I love you guys so much for helping me get it. I want everyone to feel the same way as I do. It's amazing. But we did it. We made it through the major arcana. Now we're going into the minor arcana. And I figured that instead of focusing on just one card today, I think we had voted to start with the Suit of Cups. I'm intuitively being pushed towards the Suit of Cups as the introductory suit for the minor arcana. The Suit of Cups is water, the water element. It is, okay, so let me read my notes here. Okay, so the Suit of Cups is emotions, relationships, intuition, matters of the heart. When we see the cups in a reading, we're being asked to tune into how we feel or what the emotions are around the situation. And also too, the Two of Cups comes out in readings a lot, or not Two of Cups, the cups. The cups, Suit of Cups comes out in a reading with emotions, intuition, our connections with other people. So that's a big one, is your connection with other people. So love, compassion, intuition, all of these are the emphasizing energies in the Suit of Cups. Let me go to my next note here. Okay, so the symbolism within the Suit of Cups, within the different cards, you're going to see water. This is emotions, dreams, intuition, and healing. Water is a very healing thing. Our bodies are mostly water. And water heals us. It cleans out our cells, replenishes them. Water is alive. It is sentient. We use it for healing. So that's the element. The season associated with the symbolism of the cups is summer. This is growth, abundance, warmth, and romance. You know how you always have those little summer crushes or those summer romances? That's what it takes my mind to. The direction, the earthly direction is the west, which is the sunset, the introspection, the depth. So a lot of times if I'm looking for locations and in one of the cups suits come out, that tells me this could be in the west, the Western hemisphere. And the keywords: love, compassion, empathy, intuition, relationships, creativity, and healing. Think of water. It can be calm, reflective, nourishing, or it can be turbulent, overwhelming, and hard to contain. So the cups mirror our inner tides. I thought was a good way to put that. The astrological associations with cups. Also, a lot of times your tarot decks will be situated in elements. So they'll have like the suit of water, the suit of earth, the suit of air, and the suit of fire. But for cups, because it is water signs. So it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are the 3 zodiacs that are associated with the suit of cups. Cancer is nurturing, protective, emotional, and memory. Scorpio, deep emotions, transformations, intensity. And for Pisces, intuition, compassion, and spirituality. Before I go into the numerology, because that's going to be a big one, let's look at the crystals. So we've got the rose quartz. Everything I show you today is available in my Etsy shop. The address for my Etsy shop is in my bio or my about section if you don't know it already, which I think you guys know it already. But we've got a rose quartz. So the rose quartz is the unconditional love, compassion, healing of the heart. We've got an amethyst sphere. This one is spiritual connection, calming emotions, intuition, dream work, big time dream work. This is a tranquilizer as well. If you are having problems with sleeping, I don't know about you guys, but I did not sleep a wink on the other night on the black moon, the night that we had the black moon. I never fell asleep that night. I don't know exactly why, but for whatever reason, I fell into like a 3-hour-long trance, saw all these weird things happening, but I never actually fell asleep that night. It was very weird, and a lot of other people experienced that too. Did you guys have problems sleeping So that would have been the 22nd into the 23rd, then the last new moon or black moon, which is pretty rare and it's not going to occur again. It occurs like every 33 years. That second new moon, also called the black moon. Labradorite. The labradorite is also for intuition, also protection. The blue chalcedony. This is for being able to express your emotions, being able to speak on your feelings. The blue chalcedony. Also, I don't have a white moonstone. All I have is a peach one left. But the moonstone itself, there's peach, green. There's different colors of moonstone, but this is just the one I have right now. So moonstone is also, this is intuition, divine feminine energy, and emotional balance. So I don't have any aquamarine except for in this little bracelet. Aquamarine is another one. This is a water stone, emotions, cycles, the tides. And then the other one is selenite. This is brand spanking new in my shop. It's a candle holder, selenite candle holder. I did put some more stuff in my shop if you want to check out the Etsy. But selenite is the highest vibrational crystal. This is for the crown chakra. This helps to keep clear thoughts. It helps to kind of remove or set aside the emotion and bring logic into the equation, and balance between the two. Selenite is big for the cup suit. All right. I think I covered them all. Okay. Last but not least, the numerological associations with the cup suit. So I'm just going to real quickly go down the line. And then as we explore each one of these, you've been having really good sleeps. Yay! Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Because, well, let me finish this and then we'll talk about that, Sam, because I learned something new about that the other day. I would love to share. So for numerology, let's just do a quick rundown on ace through king, and then we'll talk about each card in depth as we go in that direction. But for the aces, this is a 1. This is new beginnings, pure potential of emotion and inspiration. The 2 of cups, partnership, choices in love, balance of emotions, 2 choices. The 3s, celebration, friendship, and shared joy. The 4s, stability, but also stagnation. 4 could mean kind of being stuck in a rut. Emotional reevaluation. 4 is like taking yourself out of the situation, sitting back and thinking about it in a different frame of mind. It could be resting, allowing the body to calm before you act on your emotions, is 4. 5, loss, grief, and emotional challenges. 6 is nostalgia, healing, and emotional generosity. This is giving and receiving love and help and energy. for the sixes. The sevens, illusion, fantasy, and choices. Also, sevens is like putting in the work to set up for success. The eights are moving on. The eights are a emotional, an emotional transition. So this is going from, one state of emotion, like a maturing of the emotion. Nines are fulfillment, contentment, wishes granted. Tens are emotional completion and family lasting happiness. This is living your best life, reaping everything you've worked so hard for, and just all your wishes and dreams coming true. It can be retirement, leaving a legacy. So after ace or 1 through 10, we have 4 cards that are the court cards. This is the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So with the page, this is innocence, curiosity, and love. With cups, it'll be curiosity and love and creativity. The knight is movement, it's romance, and emotional intensity. So this is like the knight, when the Knight of Cups comes into a reading, it's like your prince riding in on the white horse, coming to save the day. This is the romantic. This is the one that does all the things. He puts the rose petals in the pathway and puts a lot of thought and energy into the romantic part of it. The queens are compassion, intuition, and nurturing emotional wisdom. Okay. The kings are emotional mastery as well, but leadership through empathy, making choices and leading through empathy rather than through strategy or just passion and drive. This is using your empathy to lead people. The King of Cups. I love when I get the King of Cups in a reading. If I'm doing a reading for myself, it always for me feels like the God energy, my guide's energy, the source energy, even the the Christ consciousness energy, my ancestors that are emotionally supporting me. I see that come through, and it gives me like a warm fuzzy feeling when I get that. I feel protected, like a child would feel protected by their father. I get that kind of a feeling whenever I pull the King of Cups in a reading for myself. Okay. The Cup of Reflection. That's an idea I kind of have as kind of like like an assignment or a little thing we can do. So, do you guys have your notebooks? Get your notebooks. Let me grab mine. I've got it right here. And a pen, something to write with. Okay. Have you got your papers and stuff ready? Just grab a piece of paper, your notebook, and a pen. And we're going to try something here. So in the middle of your piece of paper, draw a cup, a simple drawing of a cup. So like mine. Okay, there's my chalice. It's kind of funny looking, but there's my chalice. Okay, so draw this in the center of your piece of paper. Now, I want you to take a minute and reflect on what is in your cup. What is it currently filled with emotionally? And then either write it around it or in it. So like right now, emotionally, I'm feeling very stable. Just write down in the cup what your emotions are. I'm feeling happy. I'm really happy. Yeah, so write down inside your cup what is in your cup right now. But be honest, you guys. So it doesn't have to be all good stuff. Like right now, on the lower end of the frequency, I am feeling a tiny bit of frustration. And this is because we did have to go ahead and re-sign our lease. We ran out of time. But because we have such an amazing track record, the manager here let us sign a 3-month lease. It takes 3 months to buy a house anyway. So she let us do a short, small 3-month lease so that we don't have to break a big one when we find our house and go into debt with them. Because we have such a great track record with them, they were extremely willing to do a 3-month lease, which is unheard of. So we're very happy for that. But I'm still frustrated over the fact that I'm still here. This living space is difficult for me because my son transitioned from here and I got like complex PTSD from it. And I kind of relive that. It doesn't happen as much as it used to by far, but I kind of relive that moment. And I just feel like I'm never going to be able to fully sever that cord or work past that until I'm out of this environment, because it still holds the energy of that trauma, of that extremely traumatic event. It's still here. It's here. And as long as I'm here, I'm feeling it. So I'm a little bit frustrated that it's been, and that's nobody's fault. It's just the way it is where I live. There's not a lot here. World is a little bit overpopulated, but this state it's because it's very beautiful here. It's just very beautiful here. And because of that, it's a desirable place to live. And we are extremely overpopulated in this state. There's just not a lot out there. So basically what we're waiting for is for someone else to decide to sell the house that we're supposed to be in. And who knows where that sits on the timeline. It's already there. We just haven't caught up, right? That's what I keep telling myself. We already have the house. It's already there for us. It's ready. We haven't caught up to that yet in our timeline. Or the people who are currently in it have not caught up to their next move or their next phase in their timeline. It's all energetic. And so, but frustration definitely does peek in every once in a while. So I'll just leave it that. You can put as many as you want in there. I'll just say stable, happy, and frustration. Okay. If you would like to, you could also write inside of your cup. I forgot this part. You could write down names of individuals who you have a tie emotional bond with. Maybe you might be struggling with something with them. You may not see eye to eye on something. You may be concerned or worried about this individual, so it's tugging on your emotions. Or you may just be in a new love relationship. You may just be nurturing a brand new relationship. This could be a friendship, a romance relationship, a family relationship. But write that in your cup, because relationships are a big part of the cups, of the emotions. Okay. After you're done with that, I just hope you guys have gotten a chance to get that in there. The next thing on the outside of the cup. So I hope you were able to write within the inside or close to the inside of the middle of the page on your cup. So on the outside of the cup, write down, or you can draw pictures too, of what you'd like to invite in to the cup. So visualize what you would like to invite in to your cup. So for me, I would love to invite in my home, my forever home or place. I'll put place. Okay, I would like to invite that into my emotional, my chalice. I would like to invite in more friendship alignments. So when I say that, I am asking for the right people to be brought into my life and not the wrong people. So I would like to invite in energetically aligned people who are kind of, trying to do the same thing I'm doing, which is just keep my vibration up, raise my vibration, ascend, help people through their awakening, and prepare my energy for a transition into the new world, the new earth. That is my main thing. So I only want to connect with individuals who have that same goal in mind. And so how about I want to invite into my cup the energy of keeping the unaligned energies out. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. I'm also going to I would love to invite in a very positive healing experience, for myself, for my relapse, and for my cat, because I'll tell you guys in a minute what's going on with my kitty. It's not good. I would like a smooth healing transition for my kitty. He has to have a surgery. And I just want, and it does have a possibility of it is a little bit risky. So we want that to come, everything to come through smoothly. So that's what I'm going to invite into my chalice, into my cup. Okay, that's all. So now you have created a visual and a physical hands-on thing. You've got your cup. You can come back to this page and add things into your cup. You can come back to this page and write things along the outside of your cup that you would like to invite into your cup. But when we do this, we're already starting this. We're setting it in motion, right? This is now out into the universe. It's now in the flow. Okay. But we can return to it anytime and write down on the outside something that we need to invite into our cup and put that into the energy. So there you go. That is our in-class assignment. I was intuitively shown that would be a great way to visualize, at the same time. I don't know about you, but when I write things down, I remember them better. When I was going to school, to dental school, and I had to memorize all of those medical terms and the medications, that was probably the hardest part. That's what I did. I would write it down. And after 4 or 5 times of writing it down, it would stick. Or I would write it down and make flashcards and then, work with the flashcards afterwards. But writing has always been a way that I retain the information. Have you guys experienced that? Beachcomber, me too. Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind. Perfect. And I'm going to tell you why that's perfect. Because out of sight is out of mind. It's also out of existence. When you're not directly paying attention to something or working within the energy of something, it doesn't exist. We create our reality moment by moment as we go through it. And what we put our attention and our energy into is what exists for us. This is why I can do the work I do like the low vibrational, like crime readings. I can do those kind of things without having it terribly affect my vibration, because I don't give any energy to the low vibrations. I don't even pay them any mind. Even if they get my attention in some way, I don't give it that. So I'll just ignore it like I do, because I'm not giving it any energy. It can't exist for me, if that makes sense. Yeah. So is that it? Are we done? That's it. Okay. I have a little ending thing here. So the cups remind us that emotions are not weaknesses. They're guides. They show us where we need healing, where we feel love, and where we connect most deeply with spirit and one another. Just as water takes the shape of its container, so does the suit of cups ask us, what shape are our emotions and how are we directing their flow? So that was kind of the follow-up for that assignment that we just did. So there you go, you guys. That is the suit of cups. I'm not going to say that much more about it just because there's not much more to say. We will go into depth as we explore the cards card by card. Yes, I was going to tell you something about the sleep, and I'm going to tell you about my cat too. So I don't know exactly what happened on the night of the black moon, but I was not allowed to go to sleep that night. In our sleep, we enter another dimension. We leave our bodies and we go to another dimension where everything that's happening to us in that dimension is our reality in the moment. Falling asleep is like a portal into another dimension. So for me, I do a lot of my spiritual work, my spiritual healing, my spiritual upgrades. They come when I'm out of body. My body, being a body that carries an illness that it does, it's hard for me sometimes to receive. I have to go out in nature to receive and make sure I'm standing with bare foot, holding on to trees. Like, it's sometimes difficult for me to receive, especially like when I'm in a relapse. So I do that work outside of the body in my sleep. The fact that I wasn't allowed to go to sleep felt protective. It felt like maybe something was happening that either I'm not supposed to know yet, wouldn't be good for me, or it would be out of alignment for me and my mission here. It may have been something very dark that happened in the dark. Something, but I was protected by not being allowed to fall asleep. Now, mind you, I went into like a 3-hour trance. Like I lost, last time I looked at the clock, when I looked at the clock to the next time I looked at the clock, it was almost 3.5 hours. I came out of it at 3:30 in the morning. I came out of this weird trance that I was in. It wasn't intentional. I wasn't trying to meditate I was trying to go to sleep. So I was put into a trance and shown a bunch of different things. In that trance, it was just like, almost like, you know how it feels when you're in a daydream and one thought leads to another thought, which leads to another thought. And sometimes it'll take you down memory lane. It'll make you remember this, which will make you remember this, which will make you remember this person that was here when that memory happened. Now you're thinking of this person and what is this person doing? And your brain kind of goes down like a path like that. That's what it was like. I was like in this 3-hour trance where I was just walking through another dimension, and just going with the flow of it. And it was a lot. It was so much. It looked like a different timeline. The setting was different. It wasn't like an earth setting. It was almost like a classroom setting, but it was like a hands-on type. It was very different. Gosh, I could talk about that forever, but I'm not going to go into the specifics of where I feel like I was in that trance, but I definitely didn't leave my body. It was just my consciousness. But my soul did not leave my body. I was kept inside my body for a reason, and did not sleep one single wink that night. And get this, at about 7:00 that morning, I said, you know what, forget it. I'm getting up. I'm starting my day. I was not one single bit tired. I didn't feel like I had been up for all night long. I felt fine. Even in a relapse, I was not tired. So I don't know if I was receiving the rest and rejuvenation within that trance that the body needs when it sleeps, while keeping me awake at the same time. I don't know, but that's kind of what it felt like. But yeah, that's what happened to me on the Black Moon. Did you guys have any weird experiences? Also, too, I also was told not to do any of my normal new moon rituals, which for me, that is a releasing and an embracing. I have a lot of little rituals I do for the new moon. I was told not to do any of them, almost like I was told to ignore that it was even happening. So very, very interesting. That night, I actually woke up with a loud noise in the sky, and the cats were howling really loud outside. What kind of a noise? What kind of a noise? Was it a banging sound? Or people have been reporting that all over the globe. People have been reporting hearing loud sounds coming from the sky. And intuitively, it feels like somebody here is creating that. Somebody here is creating that, making that happen. Timing is a factor because I'm seeing the hourglass. Timing is a factor. There's a lot of illusion that's about to take place. That was another kind of message I kind of got when I was in that trance, that we're getting ready to be told a bunch of BS. They're getting like, there's going to be like 2 events that take place. Okay. There's going to be 2 events that take place. The first one is fake. That's what I over and over again, I've gotten this over and over again. There's going to be 2 major world-changing events that's going to happen before the end of this year. One of them is going to be fake. It's going to be manufactured. It's been planned for a long, long time, and it's going to come to fruition. And it's going to be false, fraudulent, fake. Don't believe it. Don't buy into it. Don't give it energy. Don't believe it. Because right after, there will be a true event that's going to be a disclosure of some sort. We are going to be enlightened in such a big way. The whole humanity is going to be enlightened in such a big way that everything is going to change. Nothing will ever be the same. The way it's going to basically rewrite history for us. It's going to take down a lot of organizations that use manipulation, power, control, greed, guilt, those kind of things to control people. Those things are going to be brought down. Yeah. So a distraction first, yes. More than a distraction, they are going to, it's like they know that it's like they know it's like their last ditch effort. It's like the last chance to get back control. Because, okay, we are on the upswing. Okay. So as far as like the energies go, everything goes in a cycle and we're on the upswing. So the Earth's vibration is rising. We are rising to a higher vibration. We've been down to the lowest we can go. Now we're on the upswing. So the vibration is now, instead of falling, which it has been for a while, it's now actually went down to the lowest point and now it's working its way back up. So all of that dark stuff that had so much control over everybody for the longest, because we've all been sitting in that low vibration, and it gave the capability of low vibrational things, entities, whatever, it gave them basically a playground, is what this plane has been for them for a while. It's now being pulled away from them. Their lies are being exposed, truths are being revealed, broken systems are being discarded, new things are being accepted, learned, used, and yeah, we're on the upswing. So they're trying a last ditch effort to try to regain control, but it's an impossibility. And I just don't understand why they can't get this. It's literally an impossibility for them to regain control. We're on the upswing. They are slowly being revealed, and that's just the way it is. But it could cause some, like, this big fake thing that they're gonna do. They're gonna have like this big fake thing, and a lot of people are gonna believe it. A lot of people. So I have a friend, his name is Carrie. It's a guy named Carrie, and he is incredibly advanced. He is into quantum physics and dimensions and stuff, and he's really advanced, really, really smart individual. And like, I was just having this conversation with him the other day about how the fake, there's going to be like a fake disclosure or a fake event that has been being planned for a very, very long time. I think when they very first started planning for this, it was an idea or just an idea. And as the vibration of the Earth has sunk and Earth has been hurt and misused and broken and harmed, as the vibration, as we've ascended down, these things have really gotten their roots into people. But after this fake thing, it's actually going to be like a huge weeding out. It's going to be a huge weeding out. So individuals who did not come here to ascend, who did not come here to experience an awakening, who did not come here to watch the planet go, repair itself and humanity to ascend to a higher vibration, they came here to experience that low vibration. They're going to be holding on, and they're going to believe in this fake thing fully, completely. Just like how the individuals went out there and said they believed in the jab, okay? They were demonizing other people for not doing it. They were wanting to make that choice for other people. They literally were accusing people of murder for not getting that. They're like, you're going to infect everybody, and you're just that. Like, that's how deep they grabbed onto that, because they were in that vibration. They believed it full on. Come to find out, that thing poisoned everybody. It killed so many people. It never had the proper testing. It had evil intentions behind it. But so many people blindly grabbed onto that and believed in that with everything, to the point where they put this poison in their body multiple times. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people who believe and hang on to this thing that's going to happen. And unfortunately, those individuals are going to stay in that vibration. They're going to have difficulty. They're not going to be able to assimilate. And They knew what harm it was going to cause us. It's those particular actions were preparatory for this fake thing that's going to happen. They were preparatory. I believe there will be frequencies used. It's going to be almost like if you're in a low enough vibration, they're going to be able to control the way you think, act, what you buy, what you spend your time on. They're going to be able to control that. And something about that prepared that, so that it's almost like they're going to start emitting frequencies that cause confusion, cloggy, or like cloud your mind. But people are going to firmly believe in it, and they're going to sell their self to it. But that's okay. That's their journey. That's what they came here to do. And on a soul level, the soul knows. But there are some of us who did come here to experience the awakening, who did come here to experience this remarkable time when the earth is raising her vibration and becoming a different being. She now knows what it feels like to be hurt in the most possible, horrible ways. She's done with that. She's ready to move up and out of that. And a lot of us soul contracted to be here in this moment for this event. A lot of us are in, how do I put this? Programs with higher beings. We carry DNA and bloodlines that connect to higher beings to give us the ability to maintain that high frequency when this happens, so that we can help others. I know that's what I'm here for sure. I'm here. When I was younger, I questioned why I was here, why I was such a weird alien individual in a world where not a lot of people were like me. And even the ones who were afraid to even tell people that they were. And I used to think, this is just a big mistake. I came to the wrong place. Like, I am in the wrong place. When I was younger, I thought that. But now I realize that I didn't come to the wrong place. No, not at all. I have experienced everything I have in this lifetime as a preparation. And I am the way I am because it's needed for a specific thing that's going to happen. So I know it was very intentional. My lifetime this time was very intentional. And as it is for everyone. But you felt like you were in the wrong place when you were in school. Yeah. So you know how that feels, that feeling of just misalignment, of not being where you're supposed to be, not feeling like you can connect to anyone around you, just feeling like an alien. That's how I've always felt. I've always felt like an alien here because I am, but I'm supposed to be here regardless. And I know this. So I am. We all are. But yeah, so that was the Black Moon's experience. Very bizarre, very bizarre. And I have a friend who is actually kind of like one of my spiritual teachers and advisors. She had the same experience. She had the same exact experience. She did not sleep 1 minute on the night of the Black Moon. And she contacted me the next morning. She's like, how was your sleep last night? And I told her, what sleep? She said, okay. It wasn't just me then. So yeah. Everyone is different to me, and they all connected easy. Okay. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. 100%. I know exactly what that feels like. Absolutely. I've kind of navigated my lifetime feeling that way. It has changed a lot. I want to say like mid 30s and late 30s, mid to late 30s is when things started to shift for me in that way, to where I went from hating every minute of it to embracing it just to see what happens next. I was around 40 when I figured out that I could use my fear as fuel. Okay. And what I mean by that is, rather than letting it succumb me or scare me off or affect me negatively, when I feel fear, I automatically get really curious. Why am I feeling fear? What is it I'm not seeing or feeling? Because Sometimes we feel fear as a trauma response and we don't even know what we're scared of. And we're holding that vibration for no reason. And I was somehow, I guess it was maybe like around 42, 43, I think, is when I started to realize that fear was not affecting me in the same way. I started to actually follow my fears in a positive way, meaning I was looking for the reason why it scared me. Because once I found that reason and worked through that reason, the fear didn't exist anymore. And Sam, you said it helped me to love myself and see myself. I love that. So, yeah, when we are the only ones we have to connect with in a situation, yeah, and you're right. It teaches you who not to follow as well. Yeah, we definitely don't want to connect our energy, stay connected to individuals who are misaligned for us or not meant to be there for us. We need to let those people go on their, release them with love and let them go on their pathway, because they can mess up your whole intention here. And it's crazy. I have experienced that in the last 2 years. Almost everybody that is in my life right now in an active way was not there 2 years ago. I have a few still left, but most of the individuals who were in my life 2 years ago, mind you, I come from a huge community of musicians, and that's kind of like a big family. They're gone. They're gone. It's crazy. One of my children is gone. It's so crazy how different my life looks right now than it did 2 years ago. When I started to really, really remove the things that were not serving my highest good. That's hard. That is hard to do, because sometimes we have emotional attachments that where we're willing to keep something in our life that's no good for us. A lot of times it can be relationships, friendships, habits, bad habits. It's hard to remove the things that are no longer serving you. It is hard. It takes a lot of work. And the human ego puts us in denial of some of the things too. Or the human ego will take us to a place where we feel like, okay, yeah, this is bad for me, but I'll just do this good thing for me. So I'll have a bad thing here and a good thing here, and that'll even out, right? No, that's not how it works. Human ego will tell us to hold on to this thing that's no longer serving us out of devotion to someone, or we're going to think that we're going to be less than, or it's going to take something away from us, which it will. But I think for me, the biggest turning point was when I really did start discarding the things that weren't helping. And that started with medications, people, actions, bad habits. Yeah, I'm a human just like everybody else, so I deal with all those things too. One of the things that I was doing was that I was overextending myself. I'm a yes man. I want to make people feel better. I'm actually addicted to the feeling of other people's energy when they're happy and they're excited and something good happens for them, to a point where it put me in a place in my life where I was buying people gifts a lot, spending a lot of money I didn't have on purchasing gifts for people or helping people pay this bill or whatever, like footing the bill when we would go out and have fun and stuff, because I got addicted to the way that energy feels when someone else is in their joy, is in their happiness, or is excited or is ecstatic about something. I got literally addicted to that like a drug, to the point where it became misbalanced. And then people saw me as such a generous individual that attracted negative individuals who saw me as someone they could use, take advantage of, or they, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a hard one for me, because I felt like I was this really good person that was just loving on everyone and making everybody happy. In return, I got to feel that energy, and experience that buzz that comes from it. But it attracted the wrong people into my life. So by balancing that, because I still love to give people gifts. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But by balancing that and only doing it when I'm guided to, rather than just constantly, only when I'm specifically guided to, it balanced that out. And people now don't look at me as such a pushover and as someone they can get one over on. So it actually fixed all that just by pulling that one thing into balance, if that makes sense. Yes, there's so many people, so many fake people that are only on the take. They're out to see what they can get out of you. Absolutely. That's literally one of my biggest pet peeves, you guys. If I'm going to have a negative reaction to something, or if I'm going to lash out at somebody, remember, I'm human. It happens. If I'm going to insert my opinion in a strong way, we'll just put it that way, which I try not to engage in that kind of stuff. But if I'm going to do that, it's generally about a fake psychic. It's generally because a fake psychic has told somebody something that's false, and they've acted in their life according to what that psychic told them. People, these fake psychics are jumping on the bandwagon right now because it is a more accepted thing, a more commonplace thing, much more integrated into our reality right now, is the spiritual side of ourselves. People are all experiencing their awakenings right now, and they're curious, and they have questions, and they're scared, and they wonder what's going on. So they are turning to people who have the answers. Oh yeah, the negative individuals have figured that one out, and they are pretending to be something they're not. But in doing that, what they're not taking into consideration, these people hang their life on what you say. These people make life-altering choices and decisions on what you're telling them. So if it's false, if it's garbage, if it's not true information, you've just affected someone's life in such a big way for your gain. Ooh, nothing makes me madder than that, you guys. I have went toe-to-toe a couple times now with fake psychics, called them out, and said, you need to stop what you're doing. You're hurting people. You know, I know it's all the rage right now to be a psychic. It's all the rage. But you got to stop, because this is when you bring negativity and harm on someone else's life, you're going to get that back with all of the force of the universe behind it. That's why they say it comes back threefold. Whatever energy you put out comes back threefold. Be careful what you're putting out, because it comes right back. Except for it has the power of the energy behind it by the time it makes its way back to you. These people are not only hurting others by taking advantage of them in their vulnerable moments, making life-altering decisions as a result of what this fraud says to you, taking their money in you're paying someone to lie to you, and then you make life-altering choices and decisions as a result of what they said, and now your life is in a shambles because some jerk saw you as an opportunity. I hate that. I don't hold the energy of hate for very many things. That's one. That is so wrong. It gives people like me a bad name. It demonizes people like me who are truly just trying to use their abilities. It's just an extrasensory sense. It's just, I have access to my senses. That's it. It doesn't make me magical. It doesn't make me special. It doesn't make me better than anybody else. I don't look at somebody who can't hear or can't see as less of a human being because their eyes don't work. It's just a sense. It doesn't change who they are as a person. So just because I have access to my senses a little bit stronger or more than someone else does not make, I hope what I'm saying is coming across. There's people use that to hurt other people, and it makes me so mad. Yeah, it does. It makes me so mad. I will fight. I will come to the table and fight over that one. For the first half of my life, I had to defend who and what I am as being, evil, or talking to demons, or lying, faking myself, or trying to get attention. All these things were said to me. I was the freak. I was the weirdo. I didn't have a whole lot of friends when I was young. People were embarrassed to be my friend because I am transparent, and I chose to live this incarnation transparent. If you look at me and you don't like what you see, cool, bye. Go find the right one. If I'm too much for you, go find less. That's this lifetime. That's important in my journey, that I remain transparent. And so first, who and what I am made me the laughing stock, made me the weird one, made me the target for them. For half my life, I defended who and what I am, and for the second half of my life now, I'm going to spend that time using what and who I am to call out the frauds, because it went from being something most people wouldn't admit about themselves and were embarrassed or are scared to tell, to something people are faking now. So it's so frustrating. Hi, Roxanne. Nice to see you. I'm so bummed. I missed you. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Crystal, for your hard work and devotion. I really appreciate your channel. Hope to be on time next time. Have a great week. I'm so glad that you peeked in, Roxanne. Thank you for connecting your energy. Thank you for the beautiful, kind words. Yes, I will be back next week. Before I leave, though, I have to show something. I want to do this live. I don't think that they're here right now, but I have a person who has followed my channel. Well, I guess it's a couple, but only one of them has ever spoken or reached out to me. Their names are Shannon and Roxanne Moore, I think. So no, not Roxanne. Sorry. I'm going to have to read it off the paper. Tracy, Shannon and Tracy are their names. Either they're sisters, family, maybe mother, daughter, something like that, but they have the same last name. Tracy reached out to me. The first time she ever commented, I think it was on the Noah Pressgrove reading I did, but she reached out to me privately when I was working on Noah's case. And I think she's from that area, or maybe connected to them somehow, but she was asking me to do private readings, short private readings on very specific things, questions, locations, stuff like that. So I think she's from that area. A lot, like several times, she reached out to me in an email and said, please don't put it online. We don't want that information out there. And I did several readings for her on that case. And then I think she may have commented on a live here maybe once or twice. I'm not sure. But her support for me comes in those videos, the true crime videos, the readings I do for the missing. I think that's more her niche than the other part of me, which is ascension and, growing spiritual and helping with awakenings and stuff. She's more in the true crime. And it may just be because she was involved in that case. She never did really tell me. She just, I like to have everything, not have a lot of information anyways, so that I'm not getting clouded with stuff. But anyways, the reason I'm talking about her, I got something right after and I think it's tied to the fact that I did that little short reading for the little boy, the little 7-month-old baby, where I called it and said that it happened at home, and look at the parents, and the father separated himself for a reason, all of that. Okay. If you guys saw that little, it was just a short one. I've been waiting for my guides to bring me back to the table and do another longer one. I haven't felt it yet, so I'll just keep waiting for that. But they sent me something, and it's absolutely incredible. I don't know if it's because of that reading, but it seems like the time frame correlates. But this is it. And I'm going to share some gratitude while I'm live. And then I'm going to come back and do a full-on unboxing for this for my Crystal Loves Tarot channel. But this is a deck. And this was the note that came with it. I got to fold the bottom down because it's got my physical address on it. But this is the note right here that came with it. And it says, thank you for all you do. We saw this deck and felt it would be a beautiful addition to your collection. Silent watchers showing support. Shannon and Darcy Morgan. And then thank you underneath that. Isn't that amazing? This came from a place called Prisma Visions. So I have a deck already from that company. It's this one. Do you guys recognize this one? The one that has the eyes on the back of the card. Okay, I haven't used this a whole lot. It's fairly new to me. I've only had it a few months. I have this deck already, and it came from Prisma Visions. So I think it's the same maker. In fact, I know it is. It's the same maker. But I'm going to show you guys. It seemed like there was something else. Did I drop it? Oh, maybe it's underneath. But this is Prisma Visions. This is really cute, this little card. On the back, it's covered with all kinds of symbology. And on the front, it says, "Thank you for your kindness. Oh, thank you for finding us at the edge of the universe." I'm just going to stop struggling and put my glasses on. If anything seems amiss, please reach out at helloprismavisions.com. Very cool. Okay, you guys. This deck. Oh, here we go. Came with a sticker and another card. This is for the online, probably an online guidebook. Shannon and Darcy, thank you so much. So I did open this and peek at it. It is absolutely amazing. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. It's amazing. So like I said, I already have the Prisma Visions tarot deck, and this is a reproduction of that, only it's mixed with the Oracle deck that I don't have yet, that comes with that deck, or that this creator created with that deck. So he always creates a tarot and an Oracle to go with each other, right? So there's an Oracle deck, I just haven't received or purchased it yet, that goes with that Prisma Visions. But what he did was he took both of them and combined them into one card, one deck. So both an Oracle and a tarot card at the same time. Comes with an amazing book. Look at this book. But the cards, you guys. The cards are linacular, meaning the picture changes. So it goes from being a tarot to an oracle, just like that. And it is, hi, Ginger! Yay! So happy to see you! Yay! Anyways, that's what it does. Each one of these cards is covered with like a film strip thing to protect them. And I ordered these card sleeves because I'm going to put them on there to protect them. But the cards, and there's extra cards in this deck, but the cards change. Is that not amazing? Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. This is so cool. And I have to tell you, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, if you're supposed to do this or not, but I was curious. I'm just so curious. So I went and Googled this deck. Oh my gosh, it was very expensive. I was shocked. Thank you guys. Wow. Wow. I'm going to come back and do a full unboxing for this deck, Shannon and Darcy. And do like a proper gratitude video for you guys. I just wanted to give a sneak peek of it on here and do like a public live. Thank you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's called the Mira Visions Linacular Tarot and Oracle deck. So it's a mirror of the Oracle and the Tarot all in one card. Is that not amazing? Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it so much. So much. I'm going to be putting those on there later today. It's going to make the deck huge, kind of like my my Fable Makers tarot deck. This is one deck, you guys. They were thicker though. These cards are super, super thick. Those ones are not. Those ones are like paper thin. So it won't be quite this big, maybe more like that. But those card sleeves will definitely make it a giant deck. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live by playing a little bit more on the crystal harp and the singing bowl. I'm going to do them together. Okay, my intentions for this session right now is that the frequencies create healing energies within the bodies that they touch, the auric field be cleared of anything negative or low vibrational that's causing physical illness or emotional illness or any kind of a disalignment. I'm asking that collectively the guides connected here, ancestors and guides and angels connected here in this here now moment, I'm asking that you deliver these frequencies to the place they need to go to give the highest good for the individual receiving. You guys could say out loud that you're open and receptive to receive. That also energetically connects you so that you can receive better, and like put your intentions in there as well. Energy has to have attention and intention connected to it. Energy is always there. It cannot be destroyed. It doesn't go away. It's always there. But sometimes it needs a direction. It needs to be told what direction to go into. So that's what intention is. You guys will hear me say it over and over again. Intention is everything. Intention is everything. There's no point in doing it unless you put intention in front of it. So make sure that you set your intention. I'm open and receptive to receive physical healing, emotional healing, whatever, grounding, whatever it is you need. And so that is out there in the energy, in the flow. All right. Let me move this. I got to move this stuff out of my way and get my harp. It's easier to grab that way. It came with all these cool tools. Okay. Let me see. I think I'm going to go ahead and light. Actually, I'm going to light the candle in this selenite for us. So we've got some fire element going with us. That fire is passion, desire. Fire kind of helps accelerate the energy going out as well. And then we've got the selenite. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Selenite's high vibration too. Okay. I'm open and receptive to receive any physical, emotional, mental healing. All right. I'm going to start. This is, let me move the bowl now, and I'm going to finish it off with my tuning forks. Okay, so I'm going to do solar plexus. I feel I feel somebody has something going on in their solar plexus. Pretty sure it's you, Sam. It might be more than one of you, actually. It might be everyone. This is instinct, gut reaction. It could be a physical ailment in the intestines or the filtration systems as well. Okay, so this is 536. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear this because I've never really done this on this laptop, but we'll see. Even if you can't hear it, you guys, this one's pretty low. The energy's still reaching you. All right. That's directly for the solar plexus. So even if you didn't hear, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. This is for all of the base chakra and all of the chakras, basically starting from the base up. I don't know if you guys can hear that one. I can hear that one here a little bit better. And this is for the crown, third intuition. Well, basically from the throat chakra up. This is the high chakras. It also helps with the high heart chakra, which is right above. So if you feel a little bit of a buzzing in your third eye or on your head, that's stimulating the third eye crown chakra. So I use my tuning forks for very direct healing. So like for an example, my bestie, she's diabetic and she has problems with circulation in her feet and toes. And sometimes her toes turn dark in color. I take these over there and I literally touch her toes with each one. I was able to completely reverse it. Her toes all look completely normal now. Yeah. So even doctors that work for Big Pharma use these for sure. These, okay, Sam, I'll give you the link of where I got these. You can buy a set of 3, well, individually, a set of 3, or there's more. Like you can get a set of like 7 of them, I think is the most that they sell. But really, I just use these 3 to do, because I work within 3 quadrants of the body. So it's like from here to here, from here to here, and then from there down. So I really only needed 3. But I got these from a shop called Lots of Zen. And I think it was like $24. So it's not expensive. It's not something that's going to break the bank. And then, of course, the price goes up if you add more of them to it. But they're a very good company, a small company. And they send all of their tuning forks in these really cute velvet baggies, little baggies. Oops. But this is for direct healing. If you have issues with water retention in your feet and legs, that's something I deal with a lot. They're called tuning forks. They're called tuning forks. You know what I'll do? If you're interested, if you guys are really interested, I will put the link for where I bought these in like a comment. So like I'll leave it. I'll just say this is the link for Lots of Zen where I bought the tuning forks, and leave the in my comment, YouTube comments or whatever, the community page. Yeah, super affordable, really quick and fast shipping. These are for direct hands-on healing. So like I was able to help my bestie with her her toes and her fingers, her hands. She was having issues with her hands too. Not as bad though as her feet. I have taken migraines away from my daughter. She has a problem with migraines. She gets these auric migraines, and my son gets them too, but he won't let me use them on him. But my daughter gets these auric migraines, and I said, just come over and let me just try it. Let me just try it and see what happens. It can't hurt. And I was able to get her migraine after being stuck in a migraine for 2 days. I was able to get her out of her migraine using the tuning forks. So now whenever she starts to get a headache, she, as a matter of fact, she bought herself a set because of that. So whenever she starts to get a headache, she just uses her tuning forks and cuts it off before it starts. But yeah, these are for the direct hands-on healing, and it creates a frequency, and you connect it with your body, and it's very direct healing to a direct organ, a direct nervous, how do I put it? Like a nerve line. Our nerves go out in pathways. They have like nerve pathways. So picture your spine, and your nerves go out of your spine. They're the big main nerve column of nerves that goes through your spine. Your nerves go out through your spine, and like tentacles go out into your body, through the vertebrae. So when you touch on a certain specific nerve pathway, starting at the back, like a nerve pathway, it will travel that pathway and create the healing you need. So it's a very direct healing. I don't know why I'm showing that. That's just a glass stick. No. A very direct healing tool. We're hands-on, physically, very direct healing tool. I suggest these for everyone. Doctors use them. Chiropractors use them a lot. But sound healers use them. They're a major part of our arsenal. And I will go ahead and leave a link in the community section so you guys can see where to get those from. My birthday's coming up, and I told my husband and the kids, I was like, I already know what I want for my birthday, you guys. I already know. And it's very affordable, and it's just an addition to what I'm already doing. So I found this guy on Facebook, and he sells these drone flutes. Have you guys seen him? The sound man, the sound guy. I think that's what he goes by, as the sound guy. He created, and I think he 3D prints them because they're made out of filaments, but he created a drone flute. So like the Native American flute, that was the first instrument I learned how to play, was the regular flute, right? When I was in like, I don't know, 3rd grade or 4th grade, I started playing the flute. That was the first instrument I learned. But this is a different flute. This is like the Native American sounding flute. Okay. He invented a drone flute. What that means is it's 2 flutes in one, and they are, I'm pretty sure they're 3D printed, but so on one side, it's amazing. Just, it's hard to explain, but it's got like, it sounds like more than one person is playing the flute. It sounds like multiple people are playing the flute all in one. It's just amazing. And I keep seeing him over and over. Like, he keeps popped up on TikTok out of the blue, popped up on Facebook. So he's in my algorithm, my personal algorithm right now, my energetic field, because I was checking him out and looking at all the different flutes that he makes and creates, and sells them for $50. Like, what? That is an incredible price. That's not a selfish individual. That's not somebody who's trying to, I mean, I think he could get away with selling them for a lot more. I really do. But he's a fair person, and I get it. So, but it keeps popping up, coming to my awareness. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm supposed to have that. I'm supposed to integrate that, the flute, in with everything else that I'm healing with sound. And I showed it to my husband. He's like, oh yeah, we'll get you that. So I've got that coming. I said, don't get it for me until my birthday though, because I love celebrating my birthday so much, you guys. You know why? I never got to as a kid. Never once in life have my parents ever said happy birthday to me. They do not recognize birthdays. They don't celebrate birthdays. So I never had a birthday party as a kid. I never got to experience getting gifts or being spoiled or pampered. So of course I went overboard with my kids and I lived vicariously through them. But because of that, I love celebrating my birthday. Mind you, last year I turned 50, and it messed with my head a little bit, not gonna lie. Because 50 for me was that number that specifies you're old now. And And I thought it was going to be different being 50, but it's fine. It's no different than 49 or 45, actually. So this year I'm going to embrace it, and we're going to have fun. We're going to do a big party and all that jazz. And I have my 2 younger children with me this year. We were estranged for several years, so they weren't there to celebrate with me. And this year they're going to be there, so it'll be amazing. I'm really hoping that we will be, yes, absolutely, Sam. Age is just a number. And here's the thing. Once we finish this incarnation and our soul goes on to the next thing, it's the last thing we think about is how long we lived. Yeah, it's the last thing, because there's no age, there's no time frames, there's none of that when you're in spirit. So it's not something you take into consideration at all. Okay, one more thing before I take off, you guys, because I've been on here forever now. A Taurus girl says, Defo, I'm coming up 40 next year. Age is totally just... Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. Is Ginger still here? Are you still here, Ginger? I wanted to see if you... did you get that deck I sent you? I sure hope you got it. It's been a minute, and I kind of forgot about it until just now. But I sent you that clear see-through deck that you said you wanted. I don't know. I hope you got it. Okay. Last but not least, my poor kitty. So I need you guys' prayers, okay? Bruce, I inherited Bruce, my cat. He was my son's cat. And he was only like 6 or 7 months old. Hi, Willows! Willow and Streams, hi! Bruce was only like 6 months old, 7 months old when Brandon passed, and I inherited him. And he had not had any shots, or, he wasn't quite big enough to be fixed yet, or he was just on the verge of that. So he had never been to a vet. He'd never had any of his immunization or any of his cat shots, which is like rabies and, different things that are to protect them. And ever since I got him, he had this little problem. Hi, sweetheart, where his eyes gum up really bad on the left side. On the left side, he's constantly got boogers coming out of his eyes. He's constantly like holding his eyes shut. It waters, so it's kind of wet right here. And then I noticed that his little cheek started to get puffy under his eye, really puffy. Like I was worried. Almost overnight, his cheek puffed up on one side. So, of course, I made him an appointment. We went and saw the vet. How can they live with themselves charging what they do? It blows my mind. But anyways, it's my baby. It's worth it. So I took him to the vet. I was so scared they were going to tell me that he had either an infection or like a tumor or something like that. It's not an infection at all. He has a genetic defect, you guys. He was born with a genetic defect that's super, super rare in cats. It's more usually seen in large breed dogs and lambs, but it's called entropion. And what it means is that, how we have like our lower eyelid that separates the eyelashes from being able and, go in our eyeballs. You know how we have our lower eyelid and you can see it? He has his lower eyelids are deformed and they flip inward, and they're like rolled up under inward. So like his lower eyelashes are all inside of his eye. And what's happening is all the hair from around his face and cheek is literally poking him in his eyes all the time, growing in and poking him into his eyes. So his eyelids are rolled under and they've grown that way. Unfortunately, the only way to fix it is with a surgery. So we have to, my cat is having plastic surgery on his eyes. It's not going to be cheap. And here we are trying to buy a house right now, trying to save every dime, right? We need that for down payment, closing costs, inspections, all that. So I was given a little saving grace in the fact that they do not want to perform it until he's full grown, because it could happen again. They want his face to be fully done, matured, and done growing before they do the procedure. Otherwise, it could reoccur. I also found out that he's a Persian. I didn't know what breed he was. He's Persian. So this is something that is very rare in cats and usually happens with the Persian cats who have like the big eyes and the flat face. So yeah, he has to have a surgery. So we're going to wait several months. Hopefully we'll be in our house by then. And Bruce needs to be neutered anyways, because I don't want him spraying, and he's going to be strictly an indoor cat, and he needs to be neutered so he won't spray. So we're going to do the dentist. The veterinarian is amazing. He's going to kill two birds with one stone. And while he's under anesthesia for getting neutered, he's going to perform. So basically he's got to pull that out and clip it and basically kind of reform his bottom eyelids, and then it'll be stitches to keep it in place. He warned me. He said when he first comes home, it's going to look like we overdid it. His eyes are going to look like they're coming out, and because he'll be all swollen and stuff. But in a couple weeks, that'll go down and it'll be fine, and he'll have lower eyelids. He won't be having his eyes won't. But I feel so terrible because the poor thing goes around around the house howling all the time. I thought either one of my neighbors has a cat in heat, or he's doing it because he misses Brandon, or he's just not catting right. Is what I was thinking this whole time. I didn't realize that he's howling like that because he's in pain. So they gave me this medicine to put on the lower part of his eyes that kind of pastes the hair down so it can't stick up in his eye. And it also is like a lubricant for his eye, and it keeps it from irritation. So that's what we have to do now. We have to put that in his eye a couple times a day. It's really bad on the left side. It's not hardly noticeable on the right side, but it is happening. But it's really bad on the left side. So it makes him look like one of his eyes is smaller. It doesn't open up all the way, and he keeps it like this. Oh, she did. Oh, I missed that. Thank you, Sam. I'm so happy she got him. Cool. That makes me feel better. Good. Okay. Thank you, Sam, for telling me that. I missed that. Anyways, that's what's going on with Bruce Kitty. So he can use prayers that he stays nice and healthy until we get him in there. It's probably going to be about 3 months before we're able to do it. And he needs that time to fully mature. The veterinarian said he's in his adolescence right now, but he's at the tail end of it. Being 18 months old, he's like at the tail end of it. So they want just a couple more months for him to finish filling out, his face to finish filling out. And then they're going to do the procedure. And it's going to be really expensive. So, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. It's just money. Thank you, Sam. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for so long today. I stayed later than I have just because I wanted to play with the instruments. Sam, I'm going to get in contact with you within the next couple days so that we can do a private one-on-one. I was thinking maybe we could do like Messenger so that we can do it live so you can receive in the moment. Does that sound good? I'm so glad you've loved the live. It wasn't hugely about tarot today as much as it was everything else. Catching up. I'm just so grateful. Yes. Okay. All right. So I will get in touch with you. Thank you so much for moderating, Sam. You're amazing. You are the best moderator, and I'm so grateful to have you. I'm happy, Willow and Streams. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I love connecting with you guys. I hate saying goodbye, but I'm going to do that and move on with my day. Thank you so much for showing up. We'll be back next Sunday at noon for the Ace of Cups, to start the Ace of Cups. And I think I want to do a little sound healing session with each tarot class because I feel like it connects our vibration better. And why not, right? I'll go ahead and leave the link for the tuning forks in the community tab. And yeah, lifting you all in abundant divine love and light. You guys, thank you so much for helping me get my crystal harp. It is doing exactly what I thought it would do. And this MS relapse is relapse schmelapse. What relapse, right? I'm so happy I get to say that. Okay, guys, love you. to infinity and beyond. I will see you next Sunday, and I will be talking to you, Sam, here soon. All right. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Blessed be. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Sunday. Blessed be, and a wonderful week ahead. Love you.